The Disability Access Route to Education, or DARE for short, is an admissions scheme which offers college places on reduced points to students who, as a result of having a disability, have experienced additional educational challenges in second-level education. It was set up because it's well known that having a disability can impact on how well you do at school and whether you go on to college.
If you're worried about not getting the points for your course, or being the only student in your class with a disability, then DARE can help you get your place. It worked for me and it can work for you too. So let's see what colleges take part in the DARE scheme.
20 colleges take part in DARE. The 7 universities, 5 technological universities, 2 institutes of technology, the National College of Ireland, NCAD, the Pontifical University Maynooth, RCSI, and the Colleges of Education. All 20 colleges have reserved a number of places on lower points for students coming through DARE, and more information on the courses and places available can be found on the DARE website at accesscollege.ie. 12 different disabilities are considered through DARE, so let's see what they are. Attention Deficit Disorder, ADD, and Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder, ADHD. Autism Spectrum Disorder, including Asperger's Syndrome. Blind or visually impaired students. Deaf or hard of hearing students. Developmental Coordination Disorder, more commonly known as dyspraxia. Dyscalculia, significant numeracy difficulties. Dyslexia, significant literacy difficulties. Mental health conditions such as depression, severe anxieties, eating disorders, and schizophrenia. Neurological condition, which includes acquired brain injuries and epilepsy. Physical disability, which includes those with significant mobility difficulties. Significant ongoing illness such as cystic fibrosis. Finally, speech and language communication disorder. DARE is for school leavers whose disabilities have had a negative impact on their second-level education. To be eligible for DARE, you must meet both the DARE Evidence of Disability criteria and DARE Educational Impact criteria. As part of your DARE application, you and your school will be asked to provide detail of how your disability has impacted on your second-level experience through the Educational Impact Statement. Has your disability or condition impacted on a combination of the following? Have you received intervention or supports in post-primary school? Has it impacted on your attendance or regularly disrupted your school day? Has it affected your school experience and well-being? Has it impacted on your learning or exam results? Has it caused any other educational impact? Has it severely impacted on your literacy or numeracy skills? Not all of the educational impact indicators will apply to you, and you don't need to meet all of the indicators. You must, however, meet the correct combination of 2 indicators to meet DARE's educational impact criteria. Applicants with dyslexia, significant literacy difficulties, or dyscalculia, significant numeracy difficulties, must meet indicator 6 plus 1 other indicator. To make your DARE application, there are a number of important steps to follow. Step 1. The first thing you must do is fill out your main CAO application form by 5 p.m. on the 1st of February. You do this online at cao.ie. Step 2. One of the questions on the CAO form asks if you have a disability. You must tick this box and indicate that you have a disability in your CAO application. When you tick the box, you will be directed to a separate online form known as a supplementary information form. The first part of the supplementary information form is known as Section A. Section A is divided into 5 separate sections or questions and asks you to provide additional information about your disability. Section A must be completed by 5 p.m. on the 1st of March. Let's look at the sections or questions that you must complete as part of Section A. Question 1 asks if you wish to be considered for DARE. This is very important. If you want to apply for DARE, you must tick yes to this question by 5 p.m. on the 1st of March. If you tick no to question 1, you will not be considered for DARE, but that doesn't mean that you won't get support in college. All students with a disability, regardless of whether you come through DARE or not, can avail of a variety of academic, personal and social supports in college. Question 1b only applies to you if you are eligible for DARE in 2025 and want to carry forward that eligibility to 2026. There are detailed instructions on how to carry forward eligibility in the DARE Handbook, which is available on accesscollege.ie. Question 2 lists the disabilities that are considered through DARE and asks you to tick your primary disability. If you have more than one disability, your primary disability is the one that has had the greatest impact on your educational experience. Question 3 asks if you have any other disabilities. If you tick yes to this question, the list of disabilities will appear once again. It is really important that you let us know of all of your disabilities, as every disability will be assessed for eligibility to DARE. Question 4 lists a number of supports that are available in both school and college. You should only tick the supports that you actually received in school and those you feel are necessary in college. Question 5 is a personal statement. This is an opportunity for you to tell us about your experience of being in school and the challenges you faced. Finally, you must tick the declaration box to confirm that all of the information you have provided is correct and that you agree to DARE's terms and conditions and with the regulations of the CAO. Press Submit to complete your application. You must return forms and supporting documents to the CAO by the 10th of March. The Educational Impact Statement allows you and your school to provide detail of how your disability has impacted on your second level experience. This statement is used by DARE to determine if you meet DARE criteria for educational impact of your disability. The Educational Impact Statement also helps to determine appropriate supports at third level. In Section B of the Supplementary Information Form, you will see a link to the Educational Impact Statement. You should download and save or print the Section B Educational Impact Statement from here or from accesscollege.ie and complete the Educational Impact Statement checklist with support from your school. You must tick yes or no to the 6 areas listed. The Educational Impact Statement needs to be coordinated by either your guidance counsellor, learning support teacher, year head, visiting teacher, deputy school principal, or school principal. It is important to remember that not all 6 sections will be relevant to you. Your teacher completing the form may have to consult with other teachers so that they can answer the questions on the impact of your disability. The form must also be signed by the school principal or deputy school principal and contain the school stamp. In Section C of the Supplementary Information Form, you will see a link to the Evidence of Disability form. This form provides verification of your disability and must be completed, signed and stamped by the appropriate professional for your disability. If you already have a report verifying your disability, then you may be able to send this into the CAO instead of the Evidence of Disability form, provided that it contains the same information. It is very important that the appropriate professional fills out the Evidence of Disability form. If the Evidence of Disability form is not signed and stamped or accompanied by a business card or headed paper, it will not be accepted and you will be ineligible for DARE. Where applying under the dyslexia or significant literacy difficulties category, applicants who do not have a psychological assessment report identifying dyslexia should submit Section D, School Statement in support of their application. The appropriate school staff should complete the school statement. You must also submit an educational impact statement with literacy attainment scores dated on or after the 1st of February 2024. The guide to providing evidence of your disability will help you identify what supporting documents are required, the appropriate professional who can provide the diagnosis, and the required age of the report. This guide is in Section C of the Evidence of Disability form and in the DARE Handbook. Students with dyslexia or significant literacy difficulties must submit a full psychological assessment report of any age or Section D school statement. These applicants must also submit literacy attainment scores, either from school-based testing or from testing administered by a suitably qualified psychologist, which have been carried out on or after the 1st of February 2024. Students with dyscalculia or significant numeracy difficulties must submit a full psychological assessment report of any age. These applicants must also submit numeracy attainment scores, either from school-based testing or from testing administered by a suitably qualified psychologist, which have been carried out on or after the 1st of February 2024. If you do not have an existing report, or have difficulty accessing the appropriate professional, your GP may be in a position to complete the Section C Evidence of Disability form. They must have a clear diagnosis of your disability on file from one of the DARE appropriate specialists or consultants listed. You must include a copy of a document confirming your diagnosis by the appropriate professional with your application when using this GP verification. Further information is available on accesscollege.ie. Here is a summary of the 4 steps when making a DARE application. Step 1. You must apply to the CAO by 5 p.m. on the 1st of February. Step 2. You must tick the box to let us know that you have a disability in your CAO application and fully and correctly complete Section A or questions 1 to 5 of the Supplementary Information form by the 1st of March. You must also apply to DARE by ticking Yes to question 1 on the Supplementary Information form by 5 p.m. on the 1st of March. Step 3. You must download Section B Educational Impact Statement and have your school complete the form. Return the Educational Impact Statement to CAO by the 10th of March. Step 4. Download Section C, Evidence of Disability, have it completed, signed and stamped by the appropriate medical professional if you don't have an existing report. Applicants with dyslexia or significant literacy difficulties must provide a full psychological assessment report or Section D school statement. Applicants with dyscalculia or significant numeracy difficulties must provide a full psychological assessment report. All supporting documents should be posted to the CAO, Tower House, Eglinton Street, Galway, before the 10th of March. Once the Leaving Cert is over, you'll receive email notification from DARE letting you know if you are eligible or not. If you are eligible for DARE, this means you can compete for one of the reduced points places. Remember, you must meet the minimum entry and course requirements to be considered for one of the reduced points places. If you are not eligible for DARE, you may still get into college through the CAO if you meet the entry and points requirements for the course of your choice. Even if you're not eligible for DARE, you can still avail of a variety of academic, personal and social supports while studying at 3rd level. There is lots of information available to help you make your application. The Access College website gives full details on the scheme, and it also lists contact details for each of the colleges should you have a specific query to one of them. For questions on how to fill in the online application form, you can email the CAO by clicking on Contact Us on their website. You also have the DARE Handbook to help you, which you can get from your school or download from the DARE website, accesscollege.ie.
DARE helped me to get my place in college, and I'm still getting all the support I need. Good luck with your application. It's worth the effort.